Anna knelt on the cold kitchen floor. Her hands were red and raw. Dirty water soaked through her torn dress. The fire had gone out again. Smoke filled the room. She coughed and wiped her eyes. "Anna!" Her stepmother's voice cut through the air like a blade. Clara stood in the doorway. Her face was twisted with disgust. "Look at this mess. You are hopeless." Anna tried to speak. I was just..." The words stuck in her throat. It always did when she was scared. Her stutter made everything worse. "Spit it out, girl," Clara snapped. Anna's stepsisters giggled behind their mother. Sarah pointed at Anna's dirty face. "She looks like a pig rolling in mud." Emily laughed louder. "Even pigs are cleaner than her." Anna's cheeks burned with shame. She grabbed a cloth and scrubbed harder at the floor. "You will never be anything," Clara said coldly. "No man would want a stuttering fool like you." Anna's father had been kind once, but he was gone now, dead for 3 years. Clara ruled this house with an iron fist. Every day brought new cruelty. Every task was meant to break her spirit. Anna slept in the tiny servant's room. She ate scraps. She wore hand-me-down rags. But today would be different. Clara's eyes gleamed with something evil. She had news. Bad news. "I have found you a husband," Clara announced. Anna dropped her cloth. Her heart stopped. "The Duke of Ashford needs a bride," Clara continued. "He asked for someone plain, someone who knows her place." The stepsisters gasped. Then they started laughing again. "Poor Anna," Sarah smirked. "Married to a monster." "Everyone knows the Duke is cold as ice," Emily added. "He will make her life miserable." Anna felt the world spinning around her. Marriage meant leaving this house, but it also meant facing new horrors. She had heard the stories about Duke Edwin. People whispered that he was cruel, that he had no heart, that his castle was like a prison. "Please," Anna whispered. "What you want does not matter," Clara said sharply. "You will marry him next month. Maybe he can beat some sense into you." Anna ran to her tiny room. She threw herself on her thin mattress and cried. Through her small window she could see the distant hills. Somewhere out there was her future, dark and frightening. She touched her mother's old locket, the only thing Clara had not taken from her. "Help me, Mama," she whispered. "I don't know how to be strong." But deep in her heart, something flickered. A tiny spark of hope that refused to die. Maybe, just maybe, her story was not over yet. Duke Edwin stood at his castle window. The morning mist covered his lands like a gray blanket. His butler, Thomas, knocked softly. "Your Grace, the marriage papers have arrived." Edwin turned from the window. He was tall and broad-shouldered. His dark hair was always perfectly neat. His clothes were fine but simple. People in the village feared him. They thought he was made of stone, cold, heartless. They were wrong. Edwin had loved once. His parents, his young sister, all taken by fever when he was barely 20. Now he was 30, alone in this big castle, carrying the weight of duty on his shoulders. "Tell me about her," Edwin said quietly. Thomas opened the papers. "Lady Anna, 17 years old, lives with her step-family. They say she is plain." Edwin nodded. Good. He was tired of beautiful women who only wanted his title, his money, his power. What else? "She works hard, knows the kitchen, keeps house. Very quiet, they say." "Quiet is good," Edwin said. "I've had enough of chattering nobles." Thomas looked confused. "Your Grace, why choose her? You could have anyone. A princess. A great beauty." Edwin walked back to the window. "I want a real person, Thomas. Someone who knows what work means, what struggle feels like." "But sir, I am tired of masks," Edwin said firmly. "I want honesty, truth, a partner, not a decoration." Thomas bowed and left. Edwin stayed at the window. He thought about his empty halls, his silent dinners, his cold bed. Maybe this girl could bring warmth back to his life. Maybe she could fill the spaces that grief had carved in his heart. He had heard whispers about her stepfamily, how they treated her badly, how they made her work like a servant. That made his jaw tight with anger. No one should be treated that way, especially not someone who would be his wife. "I will protect her," he promised himself. "I will give her the respect she has never known." 3 weeks later, his carriage rode toward Anna's house. Edwin's heart beat faster with each mile. He was not looking for love. Love was dangerous. Love brought pain when it was lost. But kindness he could give. Safety, respect, a chance for her to grow. "Let her be brave," he whispered to the wind. "Let her trust me enough to try." The carriage wheels turned. His future waited ahead. Anna stood in the great hall. Her best dress was still shabby. Her hands shook as she smoothed the worn fabric. Clara had scrubbed her face until it was red, pinched her cheeks to give them color, pulled her hair back so tight it hurt. "Remember," Clara hissed in her ear, "do not embarrass us. Keep your mouth shut. Try not to stutter like a fool." The big doors opened. Heavy footsteps echoed across the stone floor. Anna kept her eyes down. She could see expensive black boots, the hem of a fine coat. "Lady Anna," a deep voice said. She looked up slowly. Her breath caught. The Duke was not a monster. He was handsome, in a quiet, serious way. His dark eyes were not cruel. They seemed calm. "Your Grace," she whispered. Then she tried to curtsy. Her legs wobbled. He stepped forward quickly. Steady hands caught her arms. "Easy," he said gently. "No need for such formality." Anna stared at him. No man had ever spoken to her with such respect. "Thank you," she stammered. He did not laugh at her stutter. He just nodded. "Shall we sit?" he asked. "I would like to talk with you." Dinner was served in the dining room. Anna sat carefully in her chair. She was terrified of making a mistake. The food was finer than anything she had ever seen. Silver plates, crystal glasses, rich sauces and tender meat. She reached for her water glass. Her nervous hand knocked it over. Wine spilled across the white tablecloth like blood. Anna gasped. "Oh no, I'm so sorry." She waited for the shouting, the harsh words, the punishment. Instead, Duke Edwin calmly picked up his napkin. He dabbed at the spill. "It is only wine," he said with a small smile. "The cloth will wash clean." Anna blinked at him. You're not angry." "Why would I be angry? Accidents happen to everyone." She had never heard those words before. In Clara's house, every mistake brought punishment. "Tell me about yourself," the Duke said, as servants brought new glasses. There's not much to tell," Anna whispered. "I doubt that. What do you enjoy doing?" Anna thought carefully. I like working in the garden. Plants grow better when you talk to them." Edwin leaned forward. "You talk to plants?" Anna's face went red. "I know it sounds silly." "Not silly at all. I talk to my horse. He is an excellent listener." Anna looked up in surprise. Was he joking with her? "What else?" he asked. "I can cook. Simple food. And I like to read when there are books." "What kind of stories do you enjoy?" "Adventures," Anna said, forgetting to be nervous. "Stories about brave people who overcome impossible things." Edwin smiled. "I have a library full of such stories. You would be welcome to read them all." Anna's heart jumped. A whole library? All for her to read? Would you really let me?" she asked. "It would be my pleasure." The evening passed quickly. Edwin asked gentle questions. He listened to her answers like they mattered. When it was time to leave, he walked her to the door. "Thank you for coming," he said formally. But his eyes were warm. "Thank you for being kind," Anna replied. "Kindness should not be rare," he said seriously. "You deserve much more of it." Anna walked home in a daze. Her stepfamily peppered her with questions. "Was he horrible?" Sarah demanded. "Did he shout at you?" Emily added. Anna shook her head. "He was nice," Clara snorted. "Nice? Men are never nice without reason. He is planning something cruel." But Anna did not believe that anymore. She had seen something real in the Duke's eyes. Something that looked like, oh. That night, she lay in her small bed and touched her mother's locket. "Maybe," she whispered to the darkness. "Maybe this will not be a prison after all." 2 weeks later, Anna stood in the castle courtyard. Her few belongings fit in one small bag. The castle was bigger than she had imagined. Stone walls reached toward the clouds. Windows sparkled like jewels in the morning sun. "Welcome home," Duke Edwin said beside her. Home. Anna had never had a real home before. Thomas the butler bowed politely. "Your rooms are ready, my lady." "My lady." Anna was not used to titles. She was used to being called girl or you there. Her bedroom made her gasp. It was bigger than the entire kitchen at Clara's house. A real bed with soft blankets. A fireplace. A window that looked out over garden. "Is this really mine?" she asked. "Everything here is yours now," Edwin said. "You are mistress of this house." Anna sat carefully on the bed. The mattress was soft as clouds. "I don't know how to be a lady," she admitted. "Then we will learn together," Edwin said. "I am still learning how to be a good lord." The first few days were strange. Servants bowed when they saw her. They called her Your Grace and My Lady. Anna tried to help in the kitchen. The cook, Mrs. Peters, looked shocked. "Oh no, my lady, you must not work here." "But I like cooking," Anna said. "It makes me happy." Mrs. Peters glanced around nervously. Perhaps you could help me plan the menus? Anna's face lit up. Really? I know which herbs help sick stomachs, and how to make bread last longer. Soon Anna was spending mornings with Mrs. Peters. She learned new recipes. She taught the kitchen maids her grandmother's old remedies. Word spread through the castle. The new Duchess was different. She cared about the servants. She listened to their problems. When little Mary, the scullery maid, got sick, Anna made her special tea. She sat by Mary's bed and read her stories. You are an angel, Mary whispered. Anna blushed. I just know what it feels like to be alone. Afternoons, Edwin taught her to ride. Anna was terrified of the big horses at first. They can sense your fear, Edwin explained patiently. But they can also sense your kindness. He helped her onto a gentle mare named Buttercup. His hands were steady and warm as he lifted her up. I've got you, he said. I will not let you fall. Anna believed him. For the first time in her life, she felt truly safe. Slowly, carefully, Buttercup walked around the courtyard. Edwin walked beside them, one hand on the reins. You are doing wonderfully, he encouraged. Anna's fear melted away. She began to smile. Then laughed. I'm really doing it, she called out. Edwin grinned up at her. You are braver than you know. Evenings were Anna's favorite time. She and Edwin would sit in his library. She read aloud while he worked on papers. Her stutter was almost gone now. Edwin never rushed her, never made her feel foolish. Your voice is lovely, he told her one night. It makes even old stories sound new. Anna glowed at the praise. She was starting to stand taller. Speak louder, smile more often. 3 months passed, like a dream. Anna learned to manage the household. She helped settle disputes between servants. She organized the castle's herb garden. People in the village began to seek her out. They brought sick children for her teas. They asked advice about their own gardens. The Duchess has magic hands, they whispered. Everything she touches grows stronger. Anna did not have magic. She just had patience. Love. The desire to help others heal. But deep in her heart, something else was growing too. Every time Edwin smiled at her, her pulse quickened. When his hand brushed hers during their evening talks, warmth spread through her body. She was falling in love with her husband. And sometimes, when she caught him watching her with those gentle dark eyes, she wondered if maybe, just maybe, he was falling too. Spring came to the castle grounds. Anna's herb garden exploded with color and life. She knelt among the mint and chamomile, her hands deep in rich earth. The morning sun warmed her back. Your Grace, a nervous voice called. Anna looked up. A young woman stood at the garden gate. She held a crying baby. Please, the woman said. My son has been sick for days. The village doctor cannot help him. They say you have healing knowledge. Anna wiped her hands on her apron. Bring him here. Let me see. The baby was burning with fever. His tiny face was red and pinched with pain. Anna felt his forehead, listened to his breathing. It is a chest sickness, she said gently. But we can help him. She led the mother to her herb room. Shelves lined the walls, filled with dried plants and glass bottles. Anna mixed a careful blend. Elderflower for fever. Thyme in the afternoons, for the chest. A touch of honey to make it sweet. Give him small sips every hour, she instructed. Keep him warm and let him rest. Come back tomorrow. The next day, the mother returned with a healthy, smiling baby. He is completely well, she cried. You saved him. Word spread quickly. More people came seeking Anna's help. She treated headaches and stomach pains. She made salves for cuts and burns. Edwin watched from his study window as a line of villagers waited to see his wife. She is remarkable, he told Thomas. Indeed, Your Grace. The people love her already. Anna's confidence grew with each person she helped. She walked with her head high now. Her stutter was completely gone. She also began managing more of the castle's affairs. When the cook complained about spoiled grain, Anna organized a new storage system. When 2 footmen got in a fight, Anna listened to both sides. She helped them work out their differences. You have a gift for leadership, Edwin told her one evening. They were walking through the castle gardens. Moonlight made everything silver and magical. I never thought I could lead anyone, Anna admitted. At my stepmother's house I could barely speak up for myself. You are not the same person you were then, Edwin said softly. Anna stopped walking. She looked at him in the pale light. You did this, she said. You showed me I was worth something. Edwin's expression grew serious. You were always worth everything. Anna, I just gave you space to see it yourself. They stood close together in the garden. Anna's heart pounded. Edwin, she whispered. Yes, I want to thank you. For everything. For saving me. He reached up and touched her cheek gently. You saved yourself. You just needed someone to believe in you first. Anna leaned into his touch, her eyes closed. For a moment, she thought he might kiss her. She hoped he would. But Edwin stepped back. We should go inside. The night air is cold. Anna felt disappointment, but she followed him. Their friendship was precious. She would not risk it by wanting more. But oh, how she wanted more. Inside her chest, love burned like a bright flame, growing stronger every day. She was no longer the broken girl from Clara's kitchen. She was becoming a woman of strength and purpose. And maybe, someday, she would be brave enough to tell Edwin how she truly felt. A storm raged outside the castle walls. Rain lashed the windows. Thunder shook the stones. Anna sat in the library, trying to read, but her mind kept wandering to Edwin. He had been quiet at dinner, distant. Something was troubling him. Lightning flashed, filling the room with white light. Anna gasped and dropped her book. Are you afraid of storms? Anna turned. Edwin stood in the doorway. His hair was damp as if he had been walking in the rain. A little, Anna admitted. The thunder sounds angry. Edwin came and sat beside her on the sofa. When I was small, my sister was terrified of storms. I used to tell her stories to distract her. Anna smiled. What kind of stories? Adventures, dragons and knights, brave princesses who saved kingdoms. You had a sister? Edwin's face grew sad. Catherine. She was 3 years younger than me. Bright as sunshine, always laughing. Anna heard the past tense. Her heart clenched. What happened to her? Fever took her. And my parents. All in the same winter. Edwin stared into the fire. I was 20. Suddenly I was Duke. Suddenly I was alone. Anna reached out without thinking. She covered his hand with hers. I am so sorry, she whispered. Edwin looked down at their joined hands. I swore I would never care that deeply again. Love hurts too much when you lose it. But love also heals, Anna said softly. My mother died when I was 10. The grief almost broke me. But remembering her love made me strong enough to survive Clara's cruelty. Edwin turned his hand, palm up. His fingers closed around hers. Tell me about her, your mother. Anna smiled through sudden tears. She was beautiful, not in looks, but in spirit. She saw good in everyone, even people who hurt her. Like you do, she taught me to be kind, even when the world is not kind back. Thunder crashed overhead. Anna flinched closer to Edwin. Tell me more, he said gently. She loved to sing while she worked. Silly songs about flowers and birds. She made everything feel bright, even on dark days. What happened to her? Sickness. It came fast and took her quickly. Anna's voice grew quiet. My father changed after she died. He became cold, distant. When he married Clara 2 years later, it was like he forgot I existed. Edwin's thumb traced across her knuckles. You have been alone for so long. So have you. They sat in comfortable silence. The storm still raged, but it felt less frightening now. Anna, Edwin said suddenly. Yes, I need to tell you something. This marriage. I did not arrange it for duty alone. Anna's heart stopped. What do you mean? Edwin turned to face her fully. His dark eyes were intense. I was tired of being alone, but I was also afraid. Afraid to risk my heart again. And now I think I have been a fool. His hand cupped her cheek. You have brought light back into my life. Laughter. Purpose. Anna's breath caught. Edwin, I know this marriage was forced on you. I know you did not choose me. But I pray that maybe you could learn to care for me. Even a little. Anna almost laughed. If only you knew the truth. I do care for you, she whispered. More than I should. More than is wise. Edwin's eyes widened. Anna, I love you, she said in a rush. I have loved you for months. I was afraid to say it because I thought you could never love someone like me. Someone like you? Edwin's voice was fierce. Anna, you are the strongest, kindest, and most beautiful woman I have ever known. I am not beautiful. You are beautiful here. He touched her heart. And here, he touched her mind. Beauty fades, Anna. But a good heart lasts forever. Lightning flashed again. In its white light, Edwin leaned forward. Their lips met softly, gently, like a question being asked. Anna answered by kissing him back. When they broke apart, both were breathing hard. I love you too, Edwin whispered against her lips. I have loved you since the day you spilled wine on my table and apologized like it was the end of the world. Anna laughed, tears streaming down her cheeks. Really? Really, you were so genuine. So real. I knew in that moment that you would change my life. The storm began to quiet outside. Inside, two hearts had finally found their home. Are we really going to be happy? Anna asked wonderingly. We are going to try, Edwin promised. Every single day. He kissed her again, deeper this time. Anna felt herself melting into his arms. She was no longer afraid of storms. Not when Edwin was there to keep her safe. Love had found them both, at last. Next, Anna was teaching young Mary to read when Thomas burst into the library. Your Grace, he panted. Urgent news from the village. Anna set down the book. What is wrong? Riders have come from your old home. Your stepmother spreads poison through the town. She tells lies about your birth. Anna's blood turned cold. What kind of lies? Edwin strode into the room. His face was dark as a thundercloud. Clara claims you are not your father's true daughter, he said grimly. She says you are baseborn, that our marriage is invalid. The book fell from Anna's numb fingers. That cannot be true. She has papers, Thomas continued. Documents that claim to prove her words. Anna sank into a chair. Her legs would not hold her. If it is true, she whispered. If I really am not noble-born, then I have no right to be your wife. Edwin knelt beside her chair. He took her hands firmly. I do not care about your birth, he said fiercely. You are my wife. You are my Duchess. Nothing changes that. But Anna shook her head. The law cares, Edwin. If I am not legitimate, then our marriage could be annulled. You could lose your standing. Your land. Word spread quickly through the castle and village. Some people whispered behind their hands. Others looked at Anna with pity. Lord Blackwood, Edwin's neighbor, arrived with a group of other nobles. This is a serious matter, Blackwood said coldly. If the Duchess is truly baseborn, then this marriage is a farce. My marriage is no one's concern but mine, Edwin replied. The law says otherwise. Blackwood sneered. A duke cannot marry a bastard. It goes against everything we stand for. Anna felt the old shame creeping back. The voice in her head whispered she was worthless. Unwanted. A mistake. That night, she stood on her balcony and stared at the stars. Behind her, the bedroom door opened. Edwin's footsteps crossed the stone floor. Come inside, he said gently. You will catch a cold. Maybe I should leave, Anna said without turning around. Edwin's hands settled on her shoulders. What? If I go away, this scandal dies. You can find a proper wife. Someone who will not bring you shame. Edwin spun her around to face him. His eyes blazed with emotion. Do you hear yourself? You want to run away? I want to protect you, Anna said desperately. I love you too much to watch you lose everything because of me. You are everything, Edwin said fiercely. Without you, I have nothing worth keeping. Tears spilled down Anna's cheeks. But what if it is true? What if I really am? Then you are a bastard who saved my life, Edwin interrupted. A bastard who brought joy back to this castle. A bastard who heals the sick and feeds the hungry. I would rather have a bastard with your heart than a princess with stone in her chest. Anna stared at him. You really mean that? With every breath in my body. The next morning brought more shocking news. Old Thomas, the village record keeper, arrived at dawn. His weathered hands shook as he unrolled ancient documents. Your Grace, he said to Anna, I have searched the old records. The truth is not what your stepmother claims. Anna's heart pounded. What truth? Thomas spread the papers on Edwin's desk. These are your parents' true marriage papers. And this is your birth record. Anna leaned forward. The writing was faded, but clear. Your father married your mother in secret, Thomas explained. 2 years before he wed Clara. Your mother was a duke's daughter. Your birth is completely legitimate. The room spun around Anna. What? More than that, Thomas continued. When your father died, he left everything to you. Not to Clara. She has been stealing your inheritance for 7 years. Edwin grabbed the papers. This changes everything. Clara forged documents to hide the truth, Thomas said grimly. She wanted to keep your father's wealth. She made you a servant in your own home. Anna sank into a chair. All these years, she was not the unwanted stepchild. She was the rightful heir. She knew, Anna whispered. Clara knew who I really was. She made me suffer on purpose. Rage filled Edwin's face. She will pay for what she has done to you. But Anna felt something else rising in her chest. Not anger, not pain, strength. She stood up slowly. Her spine was steel. Her voice was steady. No, she said quietly. I will deal with Clara myself. Edwin looked surprised. Anna, for 7 years, she made me feel small, worthless, ashamed. Anna's eyes blazed. It is time she learned who I really am. The broken girl from Clara's kitchen was gone forever. In her place stood a duchess. a woman who had found her power at last. Mia. Clara arrived at the castle with her daughters and a crowd of supporters. She wore her finest dress and a cruel smile. She expected to find Anna cowering, broken, ready to surrender. Instead, Anna waited in the great hall. She wore a gown of deep blue silk. Her hair was crowned with jewels. She looked every inch a duchess. Edwin stood beside her. Behind them, the castle's entire staff had gathered. Thomas held the true documents in his weathered hands. Well, well, Clara sneered as she entered. Still playing dress-up, I see. Anna did not flinch. Her voice was calm and clear. Hello, Clara, thank you for coming. We have much to discuss. There is nothing to discuss, Clara spat. You are a bastard. A fraud. These people deserve to know the truth. Yes, Anna agreed. They do. She nodded to Thomas. He unrolled the ancient papers. These are the true records, Anna announced. My parents' marriage certificate, my legitimate birth papers, and my father's will. Clara's face went white. Those are forgeries. No, Anna said steadily. Your documents were the forgeries. You stole my inheritance. You made me a servant in my own home. You lied for 7 years. The crowd murmured in shock. Clara's supporters began to back away. You have no proof, Clara shrieked. Thomas stepped forward. I have your confession, madam. Written in your own hand, found hidden in your private papers. He held up another document. Clara had written out her entire plan. How she forged papers. How she hid the truth about Anna's birth. Clara lunged forward, trying to grab the confession. Give me that. Anna caught her stepmother's wrist. Her grip was firm and unbreakable. You will not touch those papers, Anna said quietly. Just like you will never touch me again. For the first time, Clara looked truly afraid. Anna, please, I raised you. You tortured me, Anna corrected. You tried to break my spirit. You wanted me to believe I was worthless. Anna released Clara's wrist and stepped back. She stood tall and proud. But you failed, Anna continued. I found my strength. I found my worth. I found love. She looked around the room at all the faces watching her. For 7 years, I let shame and fear control my life, Anna said loudly. I believed the lies. I accepted the cruelty. I thought I deserved it. Her voice grew stronger, more confident. But I was wrong. No one deserves to be treated like nothing. No one should have to earn basic kindness. We all have value. We all have worth. The crowd began to nod. Many were crying. Clara tried to steal more than my money, Anna said. She tried to steal my soul, but souls cannot be stolen. They can only be surrendered. And I refused to surrender mine. Edwin stepped forward. Pride shone in his eyes. Clara Morrison, he announced formally. You are guilty of fraud, theft, and cruelty beyond measure. You will return every coin you stole. You will leave this county and never return. Clara's daughters huddled behind their mother. They looked terrified. What about Sarah and Emily? Someone called out. Anna looked at her stepsisters. They had tormented her for years, laughed at her pain, called her ugly and worthless. She could have them punished too, banished, left with nothing. Instead, Anna surprised everyone. Sarah and Emily will be given a choice, she said calmly. They can come with their mother and face the world alone, or they can stay here and learn to be better people. The stepsisters stared at her in shock. You would help us? Sarah whispered. After everything we did to you, I do not want revenge, Anna said simply. I want healing, for all of us. Emily began to cry. We were so cruel to you. You were taught to be cruel, Anna replied. But you can choose to be different now. Clara's face twisted with fury. You think you have won? You think this makes you special? Anna smiled. Not a bitter smile. A genuinely happy one. No, Clara. This does not make me special. I was always special. I just finally learned to see it. Guards escorted Clara from the castle. She screamed threats and curses until her voice faded in the distance. Sarah and Emily chose to stay. Anna helped them find new lives as teachers in the village school. That night, Anna stood in her garden among the herbs and flowers. Edwin found her there, peaceful and content. How do you feel? He asked. Anna considered the question seriously. Free, she said finally. For the first time in my life, I feel completely free. Edwin pulled her into his arms. You were magnificent today. So strong, so graceful. I learned from the best teacher, Anna said, looking up at him. Who? You. You taught me that strength is not about fighting back. It is about knowing your own worth. Edwin kissed her softly. I love you, Duchess Anna. All of you. Your past, your present, and all of our future. Anna kissed him back with her whole heart. She was no longer the broken girl from Clara's kitchen. She was no longer afraid. She was exactly who she was meant to be. But 6 months later, the castle great hall buzzed with excitement. Nobles from across the kingdom had come for a grand celebration. Anna stood before her mirror, adjusting her crown. It was made of silver and pearls. Simple, but elegant. "You look beautiful, Your Grace," Mary said, fastening Anna's necklace. Anna smiled at her reflection. The woman in the mirror was confident and poised, nothing like the frightened girl who had once scrubbed floors. "Are you ready?" Edwin asked from the doorway. He wore his finest clothes, dark blue velvet with gold trim. He looked every inch a duke. "Ready," Anna said, taking his offered arm. They walked together toward the great hall. Music and laughter echoed through the corridor. "Nervous?" Edwin asked. "No," Anna realized with surprise. "I am not nervous anymore." The great hall was packed with people. Lords and ladies in their finest clothes, merchants and villagers in their Sunday best. When Anna entered, a hush fell over the crowd. Then applause erupted. "All hail Duchess Anna!" someone shouted. "The healing Duchess," called another voice. Anna had earned these titles through her own actions. She ran clinics for the poor. She organized food for hungry families. She settled disputes with wisdom and fairness. Lord Blackwood approached them. The same man who had questioned Anna's legitimacy months before. He bowed deeply. "Your Grace, I owe you an apology." Anna inclined her head, graciously. "What for, my lord? I judged you by your birth instead of your character. That was wrong of me." "We all make mistakes," Anna said kindly. "What matters is learning from them." Blackwood smiled. "My daughter has been asking to visit your herb garden. She wants to learn healing arts. She is welcome anytime." Anna replied. "Knowledge should be shared, not hoarded." As the evening progressed, person after person approached Anna. They thanked her for her help. They shared stories of how she had touched their lives. Mrs. Henderson, whose baby Anna had saved, brought her healthy toddler to show his progress. Young Peter, whom Anna had taught to read, recited a poem he had written in her honor. The village women presented Anna with a quilt they had sewn together. Each square told a story of her kindness. "You have given us so much," said Martha, the baker's wife. "We wanted to give something back." Anna's eyes filled with tears. Happy tears this time. "You have given me everything," she said. "You believed in me when I could not believe in myself." Edwin watched his wife with pride and amazement. She moved through the crowd with natural grace. She remembered everyone's names. She asked about their families and troubles. "She is remarkable," Thomas murmured beside him. "Yes," Edwin agreed. "She has become everything I hoped, and more than I dared dream." Near midnight, Edwin called for attention. The crowd quieted. "My friends," he began. "We gather tonight to celebrate many things. Peace between our lands, friendship among our people. But most of all, we celebrate the woman who made these things possible." He turned to Anna with love shining in his eyes. 7 months ago, I married a stranger. I hoped for companionship, perhaps friendship. I never expected to find my other half." Anna's heart swelled with happiness. "Anna came to me, broken," Edwin continued, "told she was worthless, made to believe she was nothing, but she was never nothing. She was a diamond buried under lies and cruelty." The crowd murmured agreement. "She saved more than my loneliness," Edwin said. "She saved my ability to love, to trust, to hope for the future." He took Anna's hands in his. "You asked me once if we would really be happy," he said softly. "I can answer that now. Yes, we will be happy. Because happiness is not something that happens to us. It is something we choose to build together." Edwin kissed Anna's hands. Then he kissed her lips, as the crowd cheered. "I love you, wife," he whispered against her ear. "I love you too, husband," she whispered back. Later, as the last guest departed, Anna and Edwin walked through their garden. Moonlight made everything silver and magical. "Do you ever think about the girl you used to be?" Edwin asked. Anna considered this. "Sometimes, but not with sadness anymore. She was part of my journey. Without her pain, I might never have learned to appreciate joy." "Do you forgive them? Clara and her daughters?" Anna nodded. "Forgiveness is not for them. It is for me. Carrying anger would only poison my own heart." They stopped beside Anna's herb garden. The plants rustled gently in the night breeze. "What do you want to do next?" Edwin asked. "Next? We have our whole lives ahead of us." "What dreams do you want to chase?" Anna smiled. "I want to open a school, not just for noble children, but for everyone, rich and poor together." Edwin grinned. "That sounds perfect. What else?" "I want to travel, see other kingdoms, learn new healing methods. We will do all of that and more. Anna leaned against Edwin's chest, his arms wrapped around her protectively. Thank you, she said softly. For what now? For seeing me when I was invisible. For loving me when I was unlovable. For believing I could be more than I was. Edwin turned her in his arms. His expression was serious. Anna, listen to me. You were never invisible. You were never unlovable. You were always worthy of every good thing. I did not make you special. I just helped you see what was already there. Anna stood on her tiptoes and kissed him. We saved each other, she said against his lips. Yes, Edwin agreed. We did. Above them, stars scattered across the dark sky like scattered diamonds. Anna was no longer afraid of the dark. She knew that dawn always came, and her dawn had arrived at last. Ding! 5 years had passed since Anna's triumph over Clara. The castle rang with new sounds now. Children's laughter echoed through the halls. Little feet ran across marble floors. Young voices called out in play. Anna sat in the garden, watching her 3-year-old daughter chase butterflies. Little Catherine had Edwin's dark hair and Anna's gentle eyes. Mama, look! Catherine pointed at a yellow butterfly perched on a rose. Beautiful, sweetheart, Anna said, making room on the garden bench. Catherine climbed up beside her mother. She leaned against Anna's growing belly, where her baby brother would arrive soon. Tell me the story, Mama, Catherine requested. Anna smiled. This was their daily ritual. Which story? The sad girl's story. The one that ends happy. Anna settled her daughter more comfortably against her side. Once upon a time, Anna began, there was a girl who thought she was nothing special. As she told the familiar tale, Anna's hands worked automatically in the herb garden. Even pregnant, she could not stop healing. It was part of her nature. Her school had opened 2 years ago. Noble children and peasant children learned together. They studied reading and writing, but also kindness and respect. Sarah and Emily both taught there now. They had become completely different people. Kind, patient, caring. The girl was very sad. Anna continued the story. She did not know she was actually a princess inside. But then the prince found her. Catherine added excitedly. Yes, but more importantly, she found herself. Edwin appeared in the garden doorway. He still took Anna's breath away. 5 years of happiness had only made him more handsome. How are my girls today? He asked, settling on Anna's other side. Catherine launched herself into her father's arms. Papa, Mama is telling the story. My favorite story, Edwin said, kissing the top of Catherine's head. A young woman approached through the garden path. Anna smiled when she recognized her. Mary, how did the examination go? Mary had grown from a scared scullery maid into Anna's apprentice healer. Today she had taken her final tests. I passed, Mary announced proudly. I am officially a certified healer. Anna clapped her hands. Wonderful. The village of Millbrook is lucky to have you. Mary would be leaving soon to start her own healing practice. Anna was proud, but sad to see her go. I learned from the best, Mary said gratefully. As evening fell, the family gathered in the library. Edwin read adventure stories while Anna worked on embroidery. Catherine played quietly with her doll. Papa, Catherine said suddenly. Will I be a duchess someday? Edwin and Anna exchanged glances. If you want to be, Anna said carefully. But you can be anything you choose. A healer, a teacher, an explorer. The important thing is to be kind and help others. Like you do, Mama. Like we all should do, sweetheart. Catherine nodded seriously. Then she returned to making her dolls have tea parties. Later, after Catherine was tucked into bed, Anna and Edwin sat by their fireplace. Do you ever regret it? Anna asked suddenly. Regret what? Marrying the strange girl instead of a proper princess. Edwin set down his book. Anna, after 5 years, you still ask me this. Anna laughed. Old habits. Edwin moved to kneel beside her chair. He placed his hands on her rounded belly. Let me be very clear, he said seriously. You are the love of my life, the mother of my children, the other half of my soul. I would choose you again in every lifetime. Baby Edmund kicked strongly, as if agreeing with his father. He is going to be a fighter, Anna observed. With you as his mother, how could he not be strong? Anna leaned forward and kissed Edwin softly. I love you. I love you more. Impossible. They settled together on the sofa. Anna's head on Edwin's shoulder. His hand was protective over their unborn child. What do you want to teach him? Edwin asked. Our son? Anna thought carefully. I want to teach him that everyone has value. That kindness is strength, not weakness. That love multiplies when you share it. And I want to teach him to see people's hearts, not their titles. Edwin added. He will be a good man, Anna said confidently. With you guiding him, how could he not be? Outside, snow began to fall. The first snow of winter. But inside the castle, everything was warm and bright. Anna thought back to that terrified girl who had once scrubbed floors and accepted cruelty as normal. That girl seemed like a stranger now. A character from someone else's story. Anna had learned the most important truth of all. She had always been worthy of love. She had always deserved respect and kindness. The only thing that changed was her willingness to believe it. Thank you, she whispered to the universe. To fate. To whatever force had brought Edwin into her life. What was that? Edwin asked sleepily. Nothing important, Anna said. Just grateful. Edwin's arms tightened around her. Me too. Years later, when Catherine and Edmund were grown, they would ask Anna for the secret to happiness. Anna would tell them, know your worth. Choose love over fear. Help others find their light. And never, ever give up on becoming who you were meant to be. It was simple advice, but it had changed everything. Anna had started as a servant girl. She had become a duchess, but most importantly, she had become herself. And that was the greatest transformation of all. The end.